So, for those of you wondering, June went for a 2-week board and train with Full Focus K9. Mary was the trainer that she worked with mostly. And she was there for some behavior modification with how she interacts with other animals. She used to load and stress out and eventually bite. She wasn't initially violent, but she would load and build. June, it's enough, come on. And that stress would turn into go away, and it would be a bite, not a warning shot. So what I wanted her to learn was how to interact with other animals, fire a warning shot, tell them, hey, back off, instead of just resorting to violence. And also for me to learn how to de-escalate things when she would be loading. Come on, girl. Good. So, the results are awesome. She apparently is not really dog reactive. She would just be in situations where no one was advocating for her, and the loading would be bad and no one was paying attention. So, June actually plays with dogs. She just needs some structure and doesn't like face-to-face contact. She just can coexist, and with certain dogs, she might actually be open to playing with them. So, that's awesome. Another result is that she is awesome on leash. Just having that reset with Mary, some of that basic obedience was taken care of. June has a lot more structure in her life, so she feels safer and knows what the expectations are, and those are things that we're continuing to do. So some ways that we are helping with that structure is I'm hand feeding her meals, most of the meals throughout the week, so that she learns to work for her food and that she doesn't just get food in a pile twice a day. It builds our relationship. She's so much more attentive on walks. If I just say her name, she's like, yes, what do you need? For the most part, she's still stubborn, but that engagement is so much stronger because she has a little bit different respect for me. So that's awesome. And also we're using a prong collar. So she has a collapsed trachea sort of trauma that happened before I adopted her. I don't really know where it came from, but with that, a flat collar or even a harness is just, come on, let's go, is just gonna further encourage her to tug. With a flat collar, she's able to resist it and will keep causing problems with her throat. And then a harness just doesn't help because it encourages them to keep tugging. So anyways, with the prong collar, she auto-corrects herself because she feels that tension from the leash pressure so much faster that ever since I picked her up from Mary, she has been so aware of the leash, and it's not all the way to the end all the time. Plus, you just say her name and say, hey, and she gets it. So it was just a really nice reset button on some of those basics, in addition to her having a lot more positive encounters with other dogs and even cats, to where if a dog bum rushes us, she might not be as likely to feel threatened and stressed out. And it also gives me confidence that she's actually capable of firing that warning shot. She's not going to load as quickly if I advocate for her. Instead of me thinking she's just a weapon, a loose cannon that I don't know what's going to happen with another dog, which you just have to slow down and read the body language, I guess. But she is awesome. So I highly recommend Full Focus K9 to anybody that even just needs a reset button for their dog, basic training for the first time, or behavior modification, because Mary and the rest of her team are totally up to the task. So check them out. Here's the link. Follow them and you'll see what I'm talking about. They're very transparent on the social media. You see them working. You don't just see before and afters. You see how they get there. So you don't have to worry about what's happening to my dog while they're in training. And also they send updates all throughout the week or 2 weeks or however long with how your dog's doing, feedback, some back and forth on things that may or may not help, all that kind of stuff. So you feel very much involved which helps you set them up for success once they come back home to you. Because they're not going to stay with Mary and the team forever. So yeah, so check them out. I highly recommend them. What do you think, Junie? Come on, let's go.